So with hectic schedules and also busy lives, one thing many parents struggle with is trying to spend time with their kids,
Yes,
right?
there's a lot of guilt involved too. And obviously it depends on the situation, if you're a working parent, how many kids you have, and so on. But Roxy is here to break down the one thing that all parents can do. This is such an important question. We ask ourselves, like, what, every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like how much time? How do you do it? It's a tough one. And a lot of these topics kind of are interwoven, if you realize, right? Like things just all have the same theme of time, patience, be easy on yourself. But yes, there is no magic number, unfortunately, when it comes to how much time to spend with your kids. There's no one size fits all. It all comes down to quality versus quantity of time spent together.
Kids do not need our undivided attention 8 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. They don't. The 10 to 15 minute, I feel like, most days is hopefully doable. Even just 10 minutes, no phone, no distractions, undivided attention. And that is just like a vitamin for their little souls, like they love that. And that's enough for them. And they know that they mattered to you in those 10 to 15 minutes. And that fills them up really for a really, really long time.
I don't know about you, but when she said that, I felt
We were
really
like,
good.
sold. Yeah, done.
Yes, okay, I think I'm doing a good job. What you're doing, how you're spending your time, way more important than how much time you're spending. So try to make the most of those moments. Obviously, be together, be present, be engaged. I would say this day and age in our society, put that phone away.
I know, it's so, yes.
Because when let's say they're playing and you're with them and you're playing with them, but you have the phone and you're constantly checking and you're distracted, that doesn't count. That does not count.
Okay, if they're like individual play, like independent, they're doing their own thing.
No, like we're talking full-on attention.
Yes.
Full-on attention. And I've noticed personally when I'm going to have a super busy day, like let's say you've got work or some other obligation, then I feel like I'm better at doing the quality of time because I'm like, okay, for the next 30 minutes or whatever it is, let's say 10, I'm going to just be focused 100%. When I have all the time in the world, let's say on a weekend, then I'm not as good about it. And so I'm like, oh, I've been with them all day. But have you, right?
Yeah, because you're like half in, half out.
Yeah, and that's the key, I think.
I think it's just a good reminder. I think I know we're talking about within the context of kids, but I think for all of us, like people in life, we just want to feel seen, heard, and know that we matter, and know that we're important. And there's such a power, as you're describing, of just like looking at your kid in the eye, and just like, I love you, and just so that they know you're there.
Yeah, totally.
And your partner too, for that matter, you know?
Yeah. We can expand out. It doesn't just have to be kids. I mean, you go out to dinner with even friends, or even, you're on a date. How many times do you see people just sitting there with their phones and they're not even talking, or they're taking pictures of their food or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
These little things where it's hard for us to be engaged. We're so distracted just as a society in general. So, yeah.
And a lot of these lessons that you're giving us can be applied to like everybody, adults and everyone. That's the beauty of it.
Yes, just reminders. Do better, everybody.
Do better. That's what Roxy's thought of the day. Her final thought of the day. Do better.
Do better. Just try your best.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxy.